Hey y'all, it's Hans. Welcome back. We've got a brand new thermal optic review today. It's the InfiRay Outdoor Rico GL35R, distributed here in the United States by iRay USA. And we are excited to share it with you because this is the first of its kind by InfiRay Outdoor in the United States. It's a fully integrated permanently attached laser rangefinder optic that they just released. We've got some video with it. We're going to be doing a lot of talking about the good things about this scope, any negatives that we might have. We're going to do a walk around. Obviously, we're going to run through the specs. But before we jump into anything, I want to invite you to go check out not just this optic, but all the other optics that you've seen on this channel. You can find them at outdoorlegacygear.com. If you want to speak with me directly, if you're trying to decide on an optic and you need some advice, some purchasing advice before you make that big decision, whether it's a budget entry-level thermal optic all the way up to, the high-end stuff, give us a call, 877-350-1818. You can speak with me directly. You can speak with Jason as well. We both host the Late Night Vision Show podcast that you can find also on YouTube. That's a weekly show where we do reviews and night vision hunting and talking about hog predator hunting. Anything you can do at night legally with a thermal optic and a rifle. So go check that out, the Late Night Vision Show. So the InfiRay Outdoor GL35R, again, like I said, it's the first optic that InfiRay Outdoor has released in the United States that has a permanently attached laser rangefinder, a fixed attached laser rangefinder on it. You can see it's a very small scope and size. But let's talk about first what comes with the scope. Obviously, you're getting the scope, which is very compact, small in size. It does include a rechargeable 26650 battery. I'm gonna open the battery door right here while I'm talking. Rechargeable battery on it. We'll talk about the run time and all that, but it is it's a little bit different. It's not like the 18650s that you see, but this is a battery that you can find and buy online. And you're going to get pretty good run time out of that. So it does come with this battery. You're also, take a look at the mount that's on it right now, because I want to talk about that mount. It does come with a charging base that is included in the bag, and I'll show you the bag here in a minute. And that's for charging the battery. Obviously, you got a strap for the bag. You've got a quick guide menu, and also the USB-C cables and cords that you need to either hook it up to the computer or for charging. Now, the mount that it comes with, I'm going to show you this, and we'll talk about this more now. This is just the standard InfiRay Outdoor mount that comes with a lot of variety of the Rico scopes. You may have seen it before on this channel. We're going to come back to that, but that is what's included in the bag or in the box. There's a nice travel carrying case for it as well. So let's jump into the specs. I'm going to be showing some video, and then we're going to round it out with some likes and dislikes. So this is, again, the InfiRay Outdoor GL35R. The price on it's $37.99. It does come with the very, very popular iRay USA warranty, the 5-year warranty. And I tell you, people, that is a very, very big deciding factor for a lot of people out there when they're choosing a thermal optic, because 5 years is definitely on the high end as far as manufacturer warranties. It's a 384 by 288 thermal core resolution, 12 micron, starts at 3 power, goes up to 12 power, and it does have digital magnification. So every time you double the magnification, you are cutting your resolution in half. 50 hertz refresh rate. It's got an OLED display, 1024 by 768. We have already mentioned the integrated permanently attached laser rangefinder. Video and audio recording, picture-in-picture display, rechargeable 26650 batteries. It does have 8 hours of runtime. This has been tested by Jason and I. Before we did our review on the Late Night Vision Show, we tested the bench test of the battery. Now, that is in, I would say, normal weather, 70-degree weather. It is not, if it's colder outside or much colder, the battery life is going to be significantly less than that. The good thing is you can buy and have extra batteries on hand ready to go. 8 reticle options, 4 different color palettes. It does have a Wi-Fi app, the InfiRay Outdoor Wi-Fi app that connects to the scope to use as viewfinder mode or to actually get videos off the optic. It says it's got a 1750 detection range, yard detection range, so 1,507 1,700. I don't know why I'm screwing that up. 1,750 yard detection range. The ID range, just from taking it out and testing it, is going to be anywhere plus or minus 350 yards. The ID range being the distance that you can tell the difference between a coyote and a small deer. So count on about 350 yards in good weather. If it's muggy, humid, foggy, it's going to be less than that. The field of view is 39 feet at 100 yards. It is recoil, and the iRay stuff is recoil rated for 300 Win Mag or 7 millimeter. And the temperature rating is -4 degrees to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So those are running through the specs. I want to talk and do a little bit of a walk around with this scope, and we can talk about the mounts while we're doing that. So as you can see, the size of this, if you're familiar with the iRay Bravo, that's something of very similar size. Sorry, putting the battery cap back on while I'm talking. Very similar size. The Bravo might be a little bit bigger, a little bit taller than this, but it's got the 4-button layout on top, similar to the Ricos. A plastic lens cover with a 35 millimeter objective lens, rubber eye cup, focusable eyepiece diopter with a focusable objective lens right here. As you can see, you've got your laser rangefinder on the side. The rangefinder has really two modes: a continuous scan mode or a point and click mode. So you can leave it scanning at all times, or you can just point and click at a certain object and range it just whenever you're ready to do that. But a lot of times I found myself just keeping it in continuous scan mode. Now, you will not see the rangefinder on the videos, and the reason is because when you video, it doesn't show the rangefinder. It just doesn't show it on videos. Same thing with the menu. When you're going through iRay, doesn't show the menu on the videos that you've seen. So that's why you're not seeing any of the laser rangefinder information on the screen as you saw the videos. But definitely works, definitely in there, and does very good. Very, very accurate laser rangefinder, and really like the fact that they brought one on the market that is permanently attached. You've got your USB-C port on the side. Obviously, your battery compartment holds 126/650 battery on it. Now, this is the American Defense Rico mount, made by American Defense Manufacturing. You see it's very small in size, just a couple inches long right there. The mount that it came with, this mount, I would say, is good for a bolt action rifle. But if you are wanting to mount this on an AR style rifle, this is not going to work. What you find is if you try to mount it, you can mount it that way. If you mount it that way, it's too far back on the AR. If you try to mount it this way, it's too far forward. It's not good for, if you have an AR at all, you're going to have to get a different mount. This, you can pick up the American Defense Manufacturing Rico quick release mount from Outdoor Legacy Gear. But it's a one throw lever locking mount, returns it back to zero. You're definitely invest on a better mount if you're going to shoot it on anything except a bolt action rifle. You can't say that I didn't warn you, because many have found out that to be the case. So what I would say, running down my likes, we've talked about, you've seen some video, we've done a walk around in the scope. We've talked about all the specs, all the features, the 5-year warranty, the video and audio recording, the rechargeable batteries. The biggest I would say, the picture image is good. If I had to compare it to an optic, and you may say, well, I've never seen through that optic, so what does that mean to me? But that's the only way I can really compare it. The iRay Bravo and the Rico GL35 are going to have very, very similar picture images. I would see this, as a 3-power optic. I would see this as somebody who is regularly shooting. Their average shot's going to be over 100 yards. So if you're a hog hunter, coyote hunter, and your average shot is going to be over 100 yards and beyond, I think that magnification, the base magnification of 3 power all the way up to 12, is going to be ideal for you. But I really like the picture image. Again, comparable to the iRay Bravo. Very good, crisp, clear iRay optics do really well in the humidity and weather that's not that great. It seems to do pretty well. I also love the fact that it's got the permanently attached, integrated into the scope laser rangefinder. No problems with it at all. Very accurate. And they were still able to do that and keep some sort of a compact size. It really is. I mean, you could still take this off and use it as a monocular. And for $3,800, it's one of the least expensive thermal optics, quality thermal optics with a laser rangefinder attached. There's another one made by another manufacturer that's good as well, but this is competing against it, and it holds up very, very well against it. Now, I would say, again, running through the likes, the button layout's easy to use at night. If you wear gloves, I got a lot of guys that say, man, I wear gloves. How is it going to work? If you wear gloves at night, this is going to work fine. You'll be able to find the buttons and not have to take your gloves off, which is frustrating. Trust me. It's nothing drives you crazier than not being able to work the scope at night with gloves on. Other than that, the battery life is good. The warranty, the 5-year warranty, again, that's the reason why iRay, I think, has grown so quickly in such a short amount of time. But other than that, I mean, great picture image, all the features that a lot of people want with a video recording. Does record audio, does have a good laser rangefinder on it, a good fair price, $3,800 for this optic, 3 to 12 power for all of you people that are shooting mostly over 100 yards, predator hunters, hog hunters that are shooting at longer ranges. So I do really, really like this. The only thing, I don't like is the mount, and I think I've complained about it enough, and people are tired of hearing about it. But again, you've got options. You got the American Defense Manufacturing mount on it. Other than that, there's not really any other dislikes. I would say that during the podcast, when we taped the Late Night Vision Show podcast, the mount was my negative that I didn't really care for that much. Other than that, nitpicking if I have to, would love to see more reticle options. There's like, what I say, eight reticle options, but some with more mil dot stuff for all of you longer range shooters that are trying to measure drops and different things like that. But really not a big deal. I think the mount's the biggest negative in the whole thing, and it comes with the scope. But again, if you shoot an AR style rifle, you got an option to get an upgraded mount. If you shoot a bolt action rifle, the mount will work just fine. No problem with it at all, but it is not a quick release mount. Even though it has throw levers on it, I would not consider this a quick release mount. Now, again, if you say, Hans, this video has confused me more than I was before I watched it, call and talk to me, 877-350-1818. If you say, you know what, Hans, you have no idea what you're talking about, I need to talk to Jason, you can call up and talk to Jason as well. But we would love to help you out. You can, this is what we do full time. This is our full-time job. We are one of the larger thermal and night vision dealers in the industry. And we focus on customer service. And part of that experience is our podcast that we put out every week to help educate people making good decisions and to deal with a dealer that they can trust and that they know that if they have issues, they can kind of rely on us to be able to make sure that they're taken care of. But 877-350-1818, thelatenightvision.show.com for all of our past episodes. And you can find all of our optics on outdoorlegacygear.com. This is the InfiRay Outdoor GL35R, distributed here in the U.S. by iRay USA. This is a great scope, a great optic at a fair price. $3,800 is still a lot of money, but for thermal optics, the more that you spend, the better that you get. The good news is the prices are coming down. The quality is remaining the same. The competition is really kicked into gear with these companies, and it has turned into a battle. So in those cases, the consumer wins. And this is just another example of that. But give us a call. Let us help you out. Thank you all for watching. We got more thermal scope reviews. Check out, I keep saying it, but the Late Night Vision Show podcast this time of year is very busy. We got the best of shows. So the next 7 weeks, now this is the middle of November 2022. So if you're watching this in the summertime, it's not going to do you any good. But we've got our best of series. So we've got the best in each category, each price range, thermal scopes, night vision scopes between now and the end of the year. And then we've got SHOT Show 2023 coming up in January. It's a busy time of year. It's crazy. We love it. We love helping y'all, but We look forward to seeing you here again soon on Late Night Vintage Show podcast and on the Hans East Texas YouTube channel. Stay safe in the fields and keep making those bacon pancakes.